Namaskar. Welcome to the 11th edition of Standards Watch, your weekly update from the Bureau of Indian Standards. I'm Suniti Tuteja, here to take you through this week's endeavors in the field of standardization. A quick reminder, today's quiz awaits you at the end and the answer is hidden somewhere in the bulletin. So watch closely. Let's begin with the headlines. BIS standards are enhancing the performance and reliability of fire extinguishers. Fire safety norms developed by BIS for industrial buildings are reinforcing infrastructure preparedness. BIS certified personal protective equipment ensures occupational safety. The metallurgical department of BIS unveils new standards raising the bar of quality and safety. That was a brief overview. Let's now take a closer look at these stories. To ensure that fire extinguishers meet the highest benchmarks of safety, reliability and performance, BIS has developed following standards: IS 15683 for portable fire extinguishers, IS 16018 for wheeled extinguishers, IS 2190 Comprehensive Code of Practice for selection, installation and maintenance. Recognizing the challenges of fire safety in industrial buildings, BIS has formulated several sector-specific codes such as IS 2726 Cotton Ginning and Pressing Factories, IS 3034 Electric Generating and Distribution Stations, IS 3058 Viscose Rayon Plants, IS 3836 for jute mills, IS 9109 for paints and varnish factories, IS 15394 for petroleum refineries as well as fertilizer plants, IS 3594 general storage, warehousing and cold storages. To put the personal protective equipment under the ambit of stringent testing for reliability and protection, the key standards have been formulated. These include IS 2925 for industrial safety helmets, IS 8521 Part 1 for eye and face protection for occupational use, IS 9167 specification for ear protectors, IS 16874 firefighter gloves, IS 9473 for respiratory protective devices, filtering half masks to protect against particles, IS 15298 Part 2 for safety footwear, IS 16890 on firefighter suits, IS 15809 for high visibility warning clothes. The Metallurgical Department of BIS has developed new standards to strengthen the role of standardization. Some of the standards formulated are IS 18573 cold-formed welded carbon steel square and rectangular hollow sections for mechanical, general engineering and decorative purposes, IS 18809 wear and abrasion resistant steel sheet and plate specification, IS 18910 cold applied polyethylene polyolefin tape coating for mild steel water pipelines specification, IS 19210 pre-painted zinc aluminium magnesium alloy coated steel strip and sheet. Many more things are happening in the standards ecosystem. Let's take a quick update.
An Indian delegation participated in the 6th plenary meeting of ISO TC 338 on menstrual products held in Nairobi from 12th May to 16 May 2025. BIS played a leadership role in key working groups. BIS also participated in the ISO TC 215 for Health Informatics meeting in London from 27th May to 30th May 2025. The National Institute of Training for Standardization organized a training program for the technical committee members on smart standards on 6th June 2025. More than 90 participants from various technical committees across diverse sectors attended the event. To strengthen standardization work in the area of types of fuel cells and their applications, BIS has formed a new technical committee ETD 55. It will also mirror the work of ICTC 105 on global fuel cell standardization. As an outcome of the proactive initiatives taken by BIS Kolkata, the Department of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of West Bengal, has directed all general managers of District Industries Centre to organize sensitization for MSME industries on QCOs and procedure to obtain the licenses. Bhopal branch office of BIS, in collaboration with the Rewa Udyog Vihar Industry Association, organized a meeting with manufacturers of polyethylene woven sacks to foster a better understanding of quality standards and regulations on 6th June 2025. The Noida branch office of BIS conducted a sensitization program for the women associated with the National Rural Livelihoods Mission on 7th June 2025 to encourage active participation of women in quality consciousness and standardization activities. The Chandigarh branch office of BIS successfully organized an industry awareness program on machinery and electrical equipment safety in Ludhiana. The event witnessed active participation from over 65 industry representatives. The Coimbatore branch office of BIS organized a Manak Chaupal event at Kunur village, Salem district. The program aimed to educate self-help groups and the general public on consumer rights and the importance of standardization. As a part of the new initiative to grant recognition to private sector labs under the Laboratory Recognition Scheme of BIS, 12 private labs including Tata Steel, Novator, Siemens, Godrej, HPCL Mittal Energy Limited have been recognized. Department of Industries and Infrastructure, Government of Andhra Pradesh identifies 11 state public sector undertakings for certification by BIS under the Integrated Management System in a meeting held on 6th June 2025.
It's time for a short break. Stay with us, there's much more ahead.
ये भारत है और BIS इस भारत की एक बुनियाद। हम एक भरोसेमंद साथी की तरह डटे रहते हैं ताकि आप आगे बढ़ पाए। यहाँ हम राही सिर्फ एक साथी नहीं, एक दूसरे की एक ताकत है। इस सफर में रुकावटें आएंगी, लेकिन हमें रुकना नहीं है। भारतीय मानक ब्यूरो को आप हमेशा पाएंगे अपने साथ। BIS भरोसा, सुरक्षा और मानकता के प्रतीक।
Welcome back. Fire safety is a vital part of any building's planning and design. The National Building Code of India, formulated by BIS, serves as a comprehensive guide for fire and life safety. Let's have a look at the key fire safety standards formulated by BIS.
The National Building Code, NBC, serves as the primary national document guiding fire safety standards and practices in buildings. NBC addresses overall fire safety in a building through three complementary aspects, namely fire prevention, life safety, and fire protection. Effective fire prevention hinges on strategic fire prevention guidelines. The NBC focuses on key areas such as building materials and construction by using fire-resistant materials and techniques for walls, floors and ceilings to limit fire spread. Electrical safety by ensuring safe electrical installations with proper wiring, circuit breakers and regular inspections to prevent faults. Flammable and hazardous materials that require safe storage and segregation of these materials, along with adequate ventilation. The National Building Code addresses life safety through guidelines for timely detection and alarm that specify automatic detection systems, smoke or heat detectors, manual call points and audible or visual alarms for early warning. Emergency evacuation by setting guidelines for protected escape routes, exit numbers, widths, travel distances, fire resistance, emergency lighting and clear signage. Refuge areas that designate safe spaces, especially in high rises, for those needing assistance during evacuation like elderly, disabled, pregnant women. And firefighting shafts, fire towers that provide dedicated, protected vertical access for firefighters and safe escape routes, often with smoke-free pressurization. The NBC recommends fire protection through suppression systems for fire control and extinguishment. Detailed guidelines are set for portable fire extinguishers. We heard about them in the headline segment. Sprinkler systems ensure automatic fire detection and extinguishment to prevent fire growth. Standpipe, landing valve and hose systems provide a consistent water supply for firefighting. Special systems utilize agents like gas, foam or chemical where water is unsuitable. Fire safety is not optional, it's essential. And ensuring it starts with strict implementation. The responsibility for adoption of NBC Part 4 into local laws across all developments and its compliance lies heavily with state and union territory governments. By enforcing fire safety guidelines, we don't just meet a standard, we prevent fire, protect lives.
To discuss the scope and application of fire safety standards under the NBC, we are joined by Shri Rajesh Chandra Sharma, former Director, Delhi Fire Service and former DIG Fire, CISF, and Shri Sandeep Goyal, Director, Prayon Consultants, New Delhi. Let's hear more about the critical role of these standards in safeguarding lives and infrastructure.
Hello and welcome to Standards Talk on Fire Safety Standards inside built environment. Today we have two distinguished experts with us. To begin with, could you throw some light on the standards that provide insights about the fire resistance of the building materials?
Abhishek ji, fire resistance of building materials is very important to be established for purpose of smoke control, surface flame spread, structural stability of the materials. The National Building Code of India prescribes such fire resistance rating for both structural and non-structural elements. Structural elements fire rating is being prescribed based upon the building typology, the FAR of the building, whereas the non-structural elements are prescribed based upon the application of such materials on walls or ceilings or floors. These structural and non-structural elements, when correctly used with its fire resistance rating, provides a holistic safety to the building and the building occupants and eliminates the possibility of spread of fire largely and also ensures structural stability of the building.
As you know, the crucial element of early intervention, that is fire alarms and detection systems. So, can you please explain how these systems support life safety during emergencies?
Well, as the name suggests, early detection. It predominantly ensures that the detection system provides an alarm signaling to the occupants and specifically to the fire control command rooms before the onset of the real fire. Fire, before it is onsetting, would have certain elements of smoke which gets generated, which we call it as smoldering fire. The detection system helps to detect the fire in its nascent stage, is able to provide the alarms so that the control of fire can be more humanly handled instead of automatic operations of the sprinkler systems.
Mr. Sharma sir, what are your perspective on fire alarm and detection system?
Whatever is the product of combustion likely to be there, like we select a fire alarm system accordingly, just like smoke detector, heat detector, or infrared or ultraviolet rays that is generated by a fire detector, carbon monoxide detector, or you have got different types of other things where they can detect the fire in an early stage. Along with the alarm system, the segregation of the building or compartmentation of the building and keeping the means of escape safe from fire and smoke. That is more important.
Mr. Goyal, can you please briefly tell us about standards that govern audible emergency evacuation signals and emergency lighting luminaries?
If the fire occurs in the building, the spread of the fire should not go beyond a governed compartmentation. And we, by virtue of evacuation, as you said very rightly, the fire systems do not require the entire building to be evacuated. It has to be done phased-wise evacuation so that the area in which the incident has occurred is having the people being evacuated.
So, Mr. Sharma, coming back to you, from an operational and enforcement point of view, how important is clarity and reliability of these systems?
Well, I think everything has to be well known to everybody, what is being provided in the building, what is our strategy in case of fire. For that matter, our codes, they specify things how they are to be done. Our Annexure D in the NBC Part 4, that gives a standard evacuation plan that is to be created for every building, high-rise building especially. And people should know, we should allocate the people who are going to act in this manner, who is going to be responsible for evacuation, for firefighting, for everything in that matter, for that matter. So that's how things are laid down in our codes.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights.
Lifts, escalators and moving walkways are integral to modern infrastructure. BIS standards ensure their safety, performance and reliability, supporting smooth and secure mobility for all.
Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS) has published various standards to make lifts, escalators and moving walks to ensure appropriate design, installation, testing and maintenance. BIS standardization for this sector mainly consists of safety codes, that is, lifts for the transport of persons and goods, is a comprehensive standard covering lift planning, safety, installation and maintenance. That includes design, calculation and testing of lift components, lift specification and planning, installation and maintenance. It also talks about norms for replacement of lifts and lastly, guidelines for risk assessment and risk reduction. Lifts for special uses that include installation and maintenance of home lifts, requirements of lifts for persons with disabilities, lifts for the transport of persons and goods, specification and safety rules for planning, installation, operation and maintenance. These standards also talk about components and fittings inside a lift, which includes standards for guide rails for lift cars and counterweights, minimum requirements for steel wire ropes for lifts, fire resistance tests, lift landing door assemblies, specifications for control devices, signals and additional fitting, standards for escalators and moving walks, which is defined in IS 4591. It is interesting to note that certain standards are common across all three categories and cover important aspects like energy performance, ride quality, electromagnetic compatibility and programmable electronic systems. That includes energy performance of lifts, escalators and moving walk, measurement of ride quality, programmable electronic systems in safety-related applications and electrical requirements for lifts, escalators and moving walks. These standards aren't just for engineer or builders. These standards affect everyone, from children to senior citizens and people with disabilities. So next time you use a lift, escalator or travelator, you know that there is a system of standards that is at work to keep you safe, save energy and enable smooth movement.
Standards in place. Safety in motion.
Last but not the least, it's time now for the standards quiz. And today's question is, which Indian standard has been formulated for portable fire extinguisher? Option A, IS 15683, option B, IS 16018, option C, IS 1881, option D, IS 3614. I'm sure you might have guessed the answer. Type it in the comment section. Remember, the clue was hidden somewhere in the bulletin. To know more or to share your feedback, download the BIS Care app or write to us at standardswatch@bis.gov.in. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Standards Watch. We will be back next week with more updates, insights and conversations with experts. Until then, stay safe and stay informed. Jai Hind.